Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome to my channel. My name is Maddie. Today I'm going to be doing like a little get ready with me, talk with me, and I'm going to be explaining my makeup routine. And today's topic is going to be creating boundaries and how boundaries will help in all aspects of your life, and especially down the long run in your life. So if you want to watch me do my makeup and talk about boundaries, keep watching.
That's only 4 hours away. Take a car, take a plane, baby, whichever is faster. Whichever one is it.
So the first thing that I do with my makeup is I do my eyebrows. So I already went ahead and did them off camera, but I use this NYX. Hold up. Okay, y'all. So I just did my eyebrows and then I put concealer under them. I'm gonna like low-key start talking about the boundaries and then we'll get more into the makeup in a second. I wrote some notes down for boundaries. Like I said, this is something that I've been working towards for like a year and it hasn't been easy, and I'm just like now starting to, so that's why I want to talk about it, because I feel like it might be able to help some people. It's best to create boundaries for your mental health, period, because if you're not creating boundaries with people, you're doing, filling up people's cups, but are people filling up yours? People that are empaths, which I am an empath, constantly fill people's lives, but they don't get their lives or their cup filled. And I feel like empaths really struggle with boundaries and saying no. I feel like that is the biggest boundary that I've had to learn, whether it be family members, friends, siblings, cousins, anything. With anything, you always have to be comfortable with saying no due to your mental health. If something is going to affect your mental health, if something is going to affect you negatively, but it'll help them in a positive way, but you know that you're going to be feeling some type of way, your aura is going to be off, you're not feeling it, say no. I feel like that's the biggest thing with starting to create boundaries, is saying no. The next step of my makeup routine, I'm going to go in with this L'Oreal Infallible concealer, and I'm gonna like use this low-key as foundation. I'm not a foundation girly. I never really have been a foundation girly. I don't feel like my skin really necessarily needs it, so I just put concealer underneath my eyes here. I have some redness on my cheek that I just started getting within like the past 6 months. I don't really know what it is, so I'm gonna cover that. I've been really into like the really bright under eyes, so I'm gonna achieve that in all my makeup looks. Or that's like the end goal for my makeup looks, is very bright under eye. So this is what I put this concealer. I'm going to go in with this buffing foundation brush from e.l.f. I really like all of e.l.f.'s products, to be honest. I feel like for the price range, their products are very good, and honestly, all of them is a 10. Like, this is the setting spray I used. It's from e.l.f. So I feel like when we don't have boundaries, that's when we most often let people take advantage of us. And when people start to see that you're an empath and you really want to help them in any type of way, they'll do anything to take advantage of the kindness and you trying to bend backwards for them. They'll take advantage of that, and I feel like that's why boundaries need to be set, and you have to realize and be aware and woke to people that are just trying to use you, and people that also want to be in your life for you to benefit them, but for them to also benefit you. When people do not create boundaries, they often feel like they need to be like somebody's knight in shining armor to help them, and feel like this person and people please a lot of the times. I feel like also, like I said earlier, when you don't create boundaries, another like sidebar off of that is you're people pleasing too much. I feel like we need to realize that we have to live this life for us and not other people. And I feel like once you really truly start to live your life for you, you will really feel more happy, more confident all around. You won't be carrying this negative energy, because I've noticed the more you try to do for people and they're not doing for you, it's gonna make you feel negative, upset, angry, all that. You don't need that. So first tip, cut all them people out your life that is not doing for you what you are doing for them. You don't need that. Like, I don't know how old y'all are. I'm about to be 21 in a few weeks, and I'm too grown for that wishy-washy bullshit. So if people are not doing for you what you are doing for them, you need to create that boundary, sis. For real, for real. They're going in with the Infallible, I keep saying foundation, it's concealer, that matches my skin tone. I'm going to go in with this elf camo concealer, lighter than my complexion, but I'm going to use this in the inner corners of my eyes to brighten up my whole makeup look. I don't like super full coverage makeup, but I do like for my under eyes to look very bright. And to blend this in, I'm going to go in with a beauty blender, and again, I'm going to spray it with this elf spray. I just like to make my beauty blender wet. And with this, we want to try to concentrate the blending right towards here. We don't want to like put it anywhere else on the face. So I just blended out the under eye, and next I'm going to go in with blush. I just recently started using blush, and I'm actually a really big fan. So I'm gonna go in with this Pixie Stick blush. This is really cool. I like this, but I do notice that I need a lot of it. Like, it's not as pigmented as I want it to be once I blend it out. Like, it looks like it's gonna be pigmented, but then when I blend it out, it's really nothing. So I'm gonna put a lot on. I've been in a blush stage. Like, can't nobody tell me nothing about blush. I'm gonna do it up with the blush every time. I'm gonna take this elf brush, that's a blush brush, and I'm gonna just blend this in. But on my journey to creating boundaries and learning to respect and love myself, I noticed that once I started to stop doing these things that were draining me to make other people happy, and they weren't even returning the favor or trying to fill my cup back up, I noticed that these people kind of started to like just feed their way out of my life, and I kind of didn't even really have to do nothing. I kind of just really stood on business within myself and the boundaries that I wanted to create with myself. I just stood on them, and I noticed that like these users in my life, I'm gonna call them users because I really think that's what they are, they kind of started to just feed their way out of my life. And I feel like once that happened, I kind of started to feel happier, not as like restricted. Maybe I feel like restricted is a word because I felt restricted within myself. Like, I don't know, I feel more comfortable to quickly say no, like that's out of my boundaries, because I really struggled with creating boundaries, which then is really bad. Like, with any aspect in life, you definitely need to always set boundaries with people. If not, they will play with you. Like, don't think they won't. My next step is going to be this elf. Like I said, y'all, I'm an elf girly. I really think y'all should hop on the elf bandwagon. Elf, y'all should sponsor me. But this is their Halo Glow highlighting stick, and it is liquid highlight, which I've been like really into liquid products recently. Ooh, that was a lot of products. This I just use my finger and blend it in with my finger because I feel like that gives it the most pigment when it just is applied with the finger. Can y'all see that highlight though? This one still has a lot. This side has a lot, but I'm gonna just blend it in and it's gonna look good. I blended out the highlight. Now I'm gonna go in with contour. This is the Morphe concealer in shade Pica Sepia. And I'm just gonna show y'all where I put my contour at. Then I'm going to take the e.l.f. brush in the Ultimate Blending. I'm gonna spray this with my e.l.f. setting spray, and then I'm gonna blend this out. I feel like a bad thing that comes with people pleasing and not having boundaries and not feeling comfortable within yourself is not liking to be alone. Or that's what I felt like my issue is, that I don't like to be alone, so I like to please the people around me in return for me not to be alone, I guess. I realized that gets you into a lot of trouble within yourself, mentally, spiritually, because you're literally doing whatever just to have somebody in your life, but they don't care. They're just staying in your life until you stop giving them what you're giving them, whether that be time, spending money on them, whatever you're doing. I guarantee you, if you stop doing that, sis, then people is gonna skedaddle out your motherfucking life, because they're not really in it to benefit you in any way. They don't really care. So in that aspect, if somebody doesn't care about your well-being or want to see you do better in life and want to help you win, and all they want is you to help them win, it's better to be alone. I feel like I needed to learn that, and I'm still learning that. Also been going to therapy, and I feel like therapy helps everybody. I feel like everybody will benefit from therapy. So if y'all don't go to therapy and you've been thinking about it, this is y'all's sign. This is me telling you, go to therapy. Because I realized that, like, being alone is better than being used, right? So I feel like that's where I really learned to be alone, and benefits that I've been seeing from being alone. I said in the beginning, having boundaries will give you a peace of mind type of thing, or make you feel more happy. And I would like to emphasize peace. When you create boundaries, you definitely have peace. That was one of my notes, because you no longer have these guilty feelings for not ever prioritizing yourself. I feel like that's where most of the sadness comes from when you are a people pleaser and when you don't have boundaries, is because you might be feeling sad and depressed all the time because you're not really thinking about what you need. You're only thinking about what you could do to make other people's lives happy. So once those people weed themselves out, it becomes more peaceful. You don't have that guilty feeling. And then that is just your sign right there that them people weren't in it for the long run for a relationship, whatever type of relationship it was. They weren't in it for the long run. They were just in it till you stopped giving them what you could give them. And that just shows you don't need those people in your lives. And that's why boundaries are important, because if not, you're just gonna keep letting people use you. Think is important to touch on and talk about. I'm just gonna spray my face with the e.l.f. setting spray real quick. I think something that needs to be touched on is healthy boundaries, because before I really discovered that I needed to set boundaries with people, I always felt bad. Like, they would think I was giving up on them. They think I didn't love them. And I had to realize there is such thing called healthy boundaries, and everybody should be okay with boundaries. And if they're not okay with boundaries, they don't really give a fuck about you, because like I said, they should want to do anything that makes your life easier and makes you feel happy. So if they're not willing to do that for you, well, they just not in the long run with you, and you need to give them up, because everybody that's in your life should want you to flourish. So if you telling somebody, hey, I'm not comfortable with this, I have a new boundary, and they get mad at you, or they don't want any dealings with you, or they want to pick a petty fight, cool. Pick that petty fight, and we won't never need to speak again. And when you have boundaries, stand on boundaries. Stand on business with your boundaries, because, like I said, this is a process for me, obviously. So I realized I don't always stand on business with my boundaries, and then that's when I start to feel those negative thoughts and guilty feelings. But when you continue to prioritize you and what you need, everything is going to go good, because it's your world and everybody else is living in it. It's not you living in everybody else's world. Once I got that under pat, it's just like, hold up, you talking to me about my life? No, that don't make me comfortable. I'm not gonna do that just because that makes you comfortable. No, we're not doing that. Boundaries are just something that needs to be set. For you to be happy, you have to be in control of your life. And if you don't have boundaries about how you feel, and you're just letting people push you each and every way, and you're being influenced by each and everything, you're not going to be happy. Because at the end of the day, if you really think about it, you're not living for you. You're living for those other people. But I guarantee you, them other people ain't living for you. So I feel like that's what I really needed to put in perspective. I really needed to put in perspective that I need to stop going 110% for people that wouldn't even go 2% for me. And I feel like that's the sad thing about being an empath. Y'all, this is the loose powder I use. It's Fit Me by Maybelline in the shade Fair. Ever since I've learned that this is my world and everybody else is living in it, I've been feeling a lot healthier, mentally, spiritually, physically. Because once you learn that this is your world, you're gonna start to realize, like, oh no, I'm not happy with this. Like, for a year or two, I was putting everybody else before me, feeling very unhappy, not even like wanting to really do nothing for real, just angry. And I feel like I was angry because I wasn't living for me. I'm gonna go with this Juvia's Place palette. I'm going to use this shade and this shade. I'm just going to put this in my inner corner. Not my inner corner, my outer. So, yeah, I just feel like now I'm living for me. Also, I'm older, and I feel like I had to realize I'm grown. There is nothing nobody could say to me that's going to make me change the way I feel. I'm very true to myself, all of my beliefs, how I feel about people, how I feel about situations. And I feel like that is really important, to really know yourself and know how you feel on certain topics, so people can't persuade you to do things for them or do things you don't want to do. And I feel like that was definitely one of my problems, was I just didn't want to hurt people's feelings, or like I didn't want them to feel like I didn't care about them. So I would do whatever to make them happy, and it wouldn't be making me happy. But now, fast forward, it's 2024. I'm about to be 21. I'm living my best life, honestly. I'm living for me. I'm doing what I want. I'm pushing out content. I'm fucking with YouTube. Like, I like to do this. I'm going to work. I'm getting my money. I'm young. I'm living my life. And yeah, that's what I really had to realize. I'm living for me, not other people. And once I realized that, my life decided to get a lot better. So I feel like once you start to look for happiness within yourself, you're not gonna go looking for happiness in all the wrong places. I realized that when I wasn't looking for happiness within myself, when I didn't have these boundaries, when I really was putting everybody else before myself, I was looking for happiness in other people. Real key point to life is to be happy from the inside out. If you're happy with inside, your happiness from inside will radiate out. If you're really deep down, dark inside, you're not happy within yourself, and you're trying to be happy for these other people, at the end of the day, the only feelings that you're feeling is sadness or anger or whatever, because that's really what's inside of you. That's what you're going to be portraying out. Even if you try to be there for the people around you, you're still going to be portraying how you really feel on the outside. So, with that being said, you really have to find happiness within yourself before you go and try to find and make all these other people happy. Because how you going to make somebody else happy if you not happy within yourself? Don't make sense, sis. That don't make sense. You got to be happy within yourself. The next step to my makeup routine, I'm going to go ahead and try this Maybelline Sky High mascara. I am one of them girls that sees everything on TikTok and believes the hype. And is this brown mascara? My dumb ass, y'all. Y'all, this brown mascara, but...
Bitch, I'm hot as fuck. I've been on these bitches next so long, sometimes I fucking stuck. I can put you in my bed. You now wish me dead tomorrow. Bitch.
And I like the applicator. Applicator is nice. I like the applicator. But yeah, I feel like that's really all I have to say on boundaries. They're just very important to make your life a lot easier, and when you realize that you're living for yourself and not for other people, you will be the happiest that you've ever been in your whole entire life, because I'm starting to realize that I'm living for myself in this moment. For the past like month and a half to 2 months, I've really been living for myself, and I just radiate happiness now. I'm still a little bit angry and still have me, but I definitely feel a lot more happier. Started getting my money up, really started learning myself. And I feel like another key thing for y'all to know is really get in tune with yourself. Really see what you like to do. This is the Essence Lash Princess mascara. I'm gonna go ahead and go in on top of the Sky High mascara with this. But I spent alone while I was trying to figure out boundaries and learning that setting boundaries means you might have to be alone, because you're gonna start weeding people out. And being alone is not the worst thing in the world, because you're gonna learn about yourself. You're gonna learn more about yourself. I personally learned that I like to journal, and I like to paint, and I like to draw, and I like to design things. And I found I like to make videos. So I'm just really happy to be able to talk about boundaries and really start my journey on finding boundaries. I'm just gonna go ahead and spray my face again. Go ahead and do my lips now, y'all. So I'm gonna go in with this NYX pencil in the shade Cocoa. But then I'm going to go in with Revlon glazed mauve like lip gloss. These were really popular like 2 years ago on TikTok. I really still like it. My NYX lip butters, I love these. These are my holy grail. This one is in the shade Fortune Cookie, and I'm just going to go ahead and put this in the middle of my lips. And then take these clips out of my hair. Y'all, this is the finished look. And I think I had pretty much said all that I wanted to say about boundaries and being happy for yourself and putting yourself first. If y'all like this kind of video, give this a thumbs up, share, comment, do the damn thing, subscribe, and let me know down below what y'all think, how y'all feel about boundaries, and what y'all want to see next.
Bitch, I'm hot as fuck. I've been on these bitches next so long, sometimes I fucking stuck. I can put you in my bed. You now wish me dead tomorrow.